Well, hello, my beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of September, right through the end of October 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Also, I've just brought back the competition for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So with that in mind, let's get straight to your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. But what is clear in the energy with the guide chimes there is that you are someone who may be very close to burning yourself out. So make sure you take good quality rest. You're bringing your certain style of magic to your working environment and you're doing it all. I feel like you're bringing your A game and there is a little bit of a risk of burnout. So just be a little bit mindful of that. Also, I feel you're going to have to chase someone during the next coming weeks and months. Now, this could be chasing a payment or chasing some information or nudging someone to do something, to get in gear. I feel you're going to have to chase someone to make sure that they are on top of something, okay? And this could be a little bit frustrating for you. So that's something that's coming out in the water straight away. You got the Tower. I mean, is there ever a reading, my beautiful Scorpio, when you do not have a Tower? But what I am excited to see is that the Tower is in your protagonist energy. So that means it's your energy. You are revamping the way that you work, or you're changing something, or, I mean, the Tower can indicate you're under a lot of pressure, that's for sure. And I could feel it in your Gaia chime energy already. But I feel also this is an energy of things building up and you trying to get on top of things and, you know, working ahead so that you can have more free time. But the Tower is basically an energy of being a tower of power, trying to reach for a powerful position. You know, structuring the way that you work so that you're more efficient. And I feel like you're actually, you know, really good at what you do. You really stand out in your industry and that's a good thing, okay? Oof, there's that hangman energy. As I said, someone may keep you waiting. You may have to actually confront someone or chase something. Okay, so just be a little bit mindful, especially if it's time sensitive. Get in there now. If you feel someone has not done something or you're waiting on something, give them a nudge right now. Don't allow it to get to a critical stage. You know, you could be just checking in on them and say, hey, you know, just wondering how this project is going, or, you know, I ordered this thing. If you need it for a certain date, make sure you just give them a little nudge now because they are sitting on something or they have like not seen it or, you know, they're coasting. Give them a little bit of a fire up there, you know what, okay? Diplomatically, of course, in the style that you know how to do, my beautiful Scorpio, but, you know, you will get things moving in the right direction, okay? So I just want you to be aware of that. Now, if you know my readings, you'll know that a Tower and a Wheel of Fortune, they tend to show up together. So this is very fortunate. It can indicate that you're making some big changes right now, maybe smashing through glass ceilings financially or launching something or doing something bold, new, and daring. And it's going to be very lucky for you. But it is giving me very sporadic energy. And what I mean by that is, there may be a sudden win and then there's a lull, nothing happening, or, maybe you're doing something and then you're taking a break. You're exhausted and then you recharge your batteries and then you're moving again. But there is some good news coming in your way because you have a Wheel of Fortune there. But the Tower can indicate some surprising changes in your industry that perhaps you have to manage, and you may feel tested with some of these changes, but actually it works out in your favor. Give it time. The hanged human there is the hangman, of course. It means that things will start to feel a little bit more settled after time. So that's something that's going on there. Now we have a King of Pentacles. This is in your protagonist energy. So a lot of you could be smashing through a glass ceiling financially. As I mentioned there, you may feel like you've reached a certain level in your career or your industry and you want to take things to the next level. But you may feel that you're either stuck in a position that gives you no room for maneuver, or you may be assessing financially what you get for how much you're working right now, and you may be sourcing alternative opportunities. You may be waiting it out for a little bit, though, first, before the right opportunity comes along, and it will. I want you to be aware of that. But, of course, you are securing your financial future, and your eyes are firmly on your money at this time. We have the Ace of Cups, something new coming on in, something exciting. Some of you could be launching, as I said, something new or changing the way that you work, but also the universe is stepping in to bring you something you're absolutely going to love this month or in the next coming weeks. Yep, you're following your passions. Your energy levels are important, let's put it that way, because the Tower can indicate you're under a lot of strain and stress. You're holding it all together. I'll show you these cards now in a moment. You've got the Knight of Wands. You're passionate. You want to move forward and advance on something. You have new visions, new ideas. You're keeping things fresh. You're just doing it all. And sometimes when you're doing it all, it can be a lot of strain. And whilst it is rewarding, just be a little bit mindful of your energy levels. Wow, double ace at the end of the month there, the end of October. This is so exciting for you. So this can be new opportunities coming in, or new money, or new movement in some way, new projects, new clients, new opportunities, basically. And, some exciting times ahead. There's a lot of potential here, but what I see is some of you with that Tower, it can be that you've been stuck in a habit or routine or repetitive cycle, and you want to just break free. You want to do something a little bit new, bold, and daring, or you're endeavoring to do something that challenges you. So it could be that you're putting yourself on a course of learning in order to upskill, smash through that financial ceiling through, new qualifications or new knowledge that kind of sets you free. But also this is a card that indicates that you're very established at what you do already. You're someone who's been there, done that. You have natural knowledge that you came to this lifetime with and acquired knowledge that you've picked up along the way. And this indicates there's a structure to what you do, okay? Now, I would say that this can indicate that there may be some new things that come your way that interrupts the structure of what you do normally or typically over the next coming weeks and months. So just be mindful of that. You're someone who, you will adapt to these changes, but I feel like they work in your benefit. I feel they are something that is super exciting. But the Tower is the protagonist energy, so there could be some revamps going on in your working environment. So, for example, if you work for a company, there could be a refurb or relocation, or maybe rules, regulations, or policies changing in an industry or a sector that you're going to have to adapt to. The Tower is your energy, so you may surprise some people with doing something really radically exciting and very successful indeed, that people are like, wow, where do you get the time and the energy to do it all? And you're like, you know what, I'm just doing me. I'm just being excited and inspired, and you are someone who wants to advance in your industry or in your sector or in your finances, and you're taking things to the top. The Tower indicates you're a very strong person. Whatever you do, you tend to stand out. And, you are someone who, if someone says you can't do it, you're like, watch me. And then you really thrive and show what you are capable of. Mainly, I feel like you're the sort of person who tries to compete with yourself. Nobody else. You just try to be better than yourself yesterday so that you can bring your A game to every situation. And, people are going to watch from the sidelines as you elevate. But the Tower is like you doing something radically different and new. Now, for some of you, not all of you, and I will pull a card on this as well, some of you may have had a shock in the working environment, and it may have shaken you to your core. And at first you may feel this is a very serious thing because you have a King of Pentacles there, okay? But actually it sets you free. Actually, it helps opportunity knock there for you. We have 2 aces and we have a Wheel of Fortune. It's like, give it time, you'll see why this shock occurred. So for example, if you've come to this reading, and this is only if you've come to this reading, because this is a starting card, okay? If you've been made redundant, or you lost your job, or you had to walk away from a very toxic environment in the working sector that you were in, this can indicate that, you know, the universe wanted to open a door but needed to give you a nudge. And if you were not, you know, noticing the signs, or you were someone who was persevering in circumstances that were, you know, giving you a lot of stress and strain, and actually you felt something wasn't completely right, the universe needed to give you that nudge off the fence to really open up to these opportunities. Because if you're searching for a role or a new endeavor in some way, you know, there's 2 lucky breaks coming in for you. There's 2 roles. Both of them are great new starts. I feel one is something that you would absolutely love doing, and it feels comfortable in this, so you may actually just migrate your skills in this role over here. It feels like there's a lot of care, you know, so if you are looking for a role where you work for a company, I feel like your skills are nurtured, the skill set that you have right now. But there's also another opportunity being made available to you, Ace of Wands energy, which is a little bit more exciting, more enterprising. There's more room for maneuver. You get to staircase in this role. Yes, you'll love what you're doing, but also you may learn as you earn, or, you know, there's aspects of it that are challenging, but in a really good way, that fosters a great relationship and also helps you expand on your skills, and you have more energy and more get up and go. And every day may be a little bit different, but you kind of like it. It's exciting. So you're going to have to choose, I feel, between either role, because I feel both of them are on the table for you to choose from. So you may get 2 offers coming on in. These are divine intervention energies, so definitely opportunities coming on in, okay? So if you're searching for a job, I feel you've been waiting for a long time, okay? So because the Hangman is there, it can indicate that you are currently involved in gaining new knowledge, or you're in training at the moment in order to get new qualifications. But this is just a process that opens the door to more opportunities here. And for some of you, there's going to be second streams of income, but also, you know, I feel you could be getting something independently off the ground in the meantime. So that may be something that perhaps you've been pursuing as a line of inquiry whilst you've been searching for new opportunities. And even if you're in a role, you may be thinking about second streams of income or fostering 2 things, because these are 2 avenues that you will be excited by. So it can be that you're bringing in more money by doing different projects and having fingers in many pies, as it were. But I feel you will have to choose between 2 roles if you're putting your resume out there for new opportunities, and you may actually have to wait a little while before you seal the deal, or even before you start the role. So it could be that, you know, you get the role offered to you tomorrow, but you have to wait until the end of the month or the beginning of next month to start it. Or maybe even a little bit longer than that as well. But you've got the deal and you feel secure, and peace of mind brings this relief that, okay, now you're moving forward on something. So with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to remove myself from that energy and move on. I mean, a lot of you, this is you changing the way that you work radically. It could be a change of schedule. Could be that perhaps, you know, yes, you're under a lot of pressure, but pressure is shaping your world. It is helping you advance in some way. Just make sure you manage stress levels and look at your cortisol levels, because you don't want to burn yourself out. And, you know, whilst you're being successful, you don't want it to be at detriment to your health. Very important, okay? The most important currency in this world is your health and your happiness as well, okay? So I see you're under a lot of pressure, holding it all together. You may even be holding the fort, as it were. So if you work for a company, it could be that you're holding the fort while someone is off or unwell for some of you. And there may be some extra responsibilities that come your way over the next coming weeks and months, but this sets you apart. So it can be that if you work for a company, people are seeing what you're capable of and wanting to offer you new opportunities. There could be a new project, new client, or a new role being offered to you because you're someone who can do it all. And this may come at a surprise for you, okay? So that's something that's coming on in there as well. Now, because there is a Page of Pentacles here, Page Pentacles energy indicates some sort of new finances or new opportunity to earn money. So this could be new money coming on in, whether it is a second stream of income or whether it is a new role that for some of you, if you are putting your resume out there and getting a new opportunity, there's a lucky one coming on in. Again, I feel like you'll have to choose, but it almost feels like some of you may be offered a role where it's less money than you're looking for or than you're expecting, or that the role actually deserves. Now, looking at the energy, I mean, we have the Cosmos card, which means, you know, you may have to make a decision, a choice. So I feel one role, of course, financially is a little bit less than the other, but you may be looking further afield at your long-term goals. So some of you, there is this energy, and of course it's not all of you, but some of you may take a lesser salary in order to staircase, but it feels more like a role that you really want to do. Okay, if that makes sense. Of course, if you're like in it for the money and you're like, actually, give me all of the money, give me the big money, okay, you're going to go for that role. But there may be something that's more in alignment with your purpose, that's more exciting, and it just feels like you will staircase financially in this role, and it is something that you'll feel secure in. This is the start of flourishing. This is the start of more opportunities, more money. You know, it can be the beginning of something that perhaps you've been studying for, but you're definitely going to be cultivating your role, and it will staircase into more money that will give you bonuses or benefits in some way that helps you save more money or feel secure in your finances. Okay, so that's coming through very strongly there. Now, if you work for yourself, this could also be a new client or, you know, a new resource when it comes to your working environment that helps you pool, you know, all your energy into acquiring not just new knowledge, but new money that goes along with it. So you may actually be getting your message out there and being able to secure new deals or new clients or new attention to your business. I feel like you're having a bit of a glow up there when it comes to your industry or whatever it is that you do, and all eyes are on you. This indicates that not only are you keeping an eye on your finances, but you're looking at expanding your reach, because when you have a King of Pentacles here and you also have a Page of Pentacles, this can indicate second streams of income. So you are already very established at what you do. You're very serious, very knowledgeable. You're great at what you do. You basically have reached a certain level where you feel confident in maintaining and sustaining a position, or you're just doing what you normally do. You've got some sort of set routine going on there. As I mentioned, there may be some sort of change or challenge to your routine, but I feel more than anything, it can be that either it is a new client or a new person joining a company, or maybe a new thing that you're launching that brings in more money. And it's going to be very exciting. Okay, I feel it's almost like it takes off really quickly, then there's a bit of a lull, then it takes off again, then there's a lull. And I feel that's really great because it fosters an environment where you can take a break or rest in some way, or recharge your batteries, because I feel like you're always on the go. Now, the King of Pentacles, of course, can indicate that you are going to be firmly focused on a lot of administrative tasks. King of Pentacles connects to like contracts, applying for things, how can I put that, like receipts, statements. A lot of you, this could be like the end of year for your business. If you run your own business, you could be collating all those receipts, putting it in spreadsheets, getting everything organized in order to either give it to your accountant or, you know, do the accounts yourself, for example. You know, a lot of you, you're doing it all by yourself there. So I feel this could be like an extra pressurized time because of the season that we're in. Now, that's not going to resonate with all of you, of course, but if that is you, I definitely see some sort of tax rebate or some sort of money coming back to you. That's coming through very strongly. I mean, on a personal level, you're keeping your eye on your finances, and you may revamp the way that you spend or the things that you connect to when it comes to purchases or, you know, subscriptions, for example, or service providers. You may be looking at suddenly deciding to cut out a service provider in order to go with a new up-and-coming service provider that does the same deal, but for less money. So a lot of you may be like culling That's the energy I'm being given. Culling service providers or contracts so that you get a better deal, okay? But that King of Pentacles, this can indicate that you're very ambitious this month. You're taking things to the top. You're serious about your goals. You're very goal-oriented. And actually, you're already very successful, but you're utilizing your intelligence that you have already in order to make some new moves in your working environment, but also acquiring new knowledge in order to, be ahead of the competition or go that extra mile in your industry so that you can keep ahead of the ever-growing changes in our working environments. Now, the King of Pentacles can also indicate some rules or regulations may be changing, policies, and it can be that these are thrust upon you and you have to spring into action and do it or manage it in some way, because this is a managed card. But I feel like you do it quicker than other people, or you get ahead of yourself in some way so that it doesn't really impact your working practices. Now, King of Pentacles can also indicate a lot of you are looking at your finances, being smart, but also reaping the rewards of all your hard work. So there could be a win coming on in here for you that you really celebrate, and the universe is offering you many potential avenues for you to build upon for your future that are going to be very lucky indeed. I mean, the Knight of Wands indicates that you're excited to move forward or advance in some way. A lot of you very independent, or perhaps you are feeling like you've got to a certain level in your industry right now, especially if you work for a company and you may be thinking, okay, I've got the knowledge, I've got the skill set, I've got the qualifications. Why am I not doing this for myself? So you could be like, I'm not going to work for a company anymore. I'm going to be taking things to the top in a very independent way. So it could be that you're launching your own business, becoming your own entrepreneur. A lot of you are very creative there with that Knight of Wands there. And it can be that you're trying to manage the two. And what I mean by that is normally when you're creative, you just want to go off and create, and you're like, oh, the business side of a working environment, it's hard. It's mundane sometimes. It requires data and, focus on details. And you love details, right? But when you're creative, sometimes it's hard to gear shift in your mind to do the two. So it could be that either you are looking at accountants or tax advisors or someone that you can trust, that you can actually outsource some of the things that you do to, remain in control still regarding your finances, but also free up more time so that you can actually go off and be the wonderful, magical, creative you. So it could be that you're trying to do it all and you're under a lot of pressure, and now you're looking to see if you can outsource or delegate in some way, whether you work for yourself or whether you work in a company. It could be that there is help at hand, or there may be someone new hired, okay, at a very junior level. If you are someone who works in, a company, it could be someone is hired to take the slack off because there's other things coming on in that require your attention at this time. But ultimately, on a personal level, I feel a lot of you, you've got your mind on your money and your money on your mind. So this can indicate, of course, you're being organized, structured, and serious about your goals, and you're interested in smashing through a glass ceiling, or you feel something has been at a level for some time, and although it may be going well, you feel like there's more to be had here. This is a card of being determined for a new adventure, but also it is an innovation card. So it can be that you are revamping or restructuring the way that you work, getting new tools, laptops, perhaps even a new premises or a new look. I mean, some of you could literally be revamping your website or your business cards at this time, or you may be launching something that is going to surprise your client base or your customers. And it's exciting and it's new and it's innovative, and trust your vision, because whatever it is you see as a vision for your future, you can have, and you are taking action. This card indicates you're very busy, and but also I feel you're attracting opportunities, because there's something here where it's like a reliable way of doing something. It's tried and tested, but I feel like you want to either challenge yourself or stretch your knowledge or do something exciting just to maintain that inspiration, that freshness. So it could be that you're deciding to stay where you're at. Maybe you're doing the same things you usually do with that King of Pentacles, and you're on top of that, and now you're like, okay, can I do it in a different way though that keeps things fresh, or can I utilize new tools or skills that help me be more efficient during this time. I feel like you're being super disciplined with yourself. You know, you're making a lot of strenuous effort towards making, you know, your mark in your industry, and you're taking things to the top. You're serious about people seeing you or standing out in some way, and you're definitely going to be doing that. Also, a lot of you, after a period of like being responsible and having a lot of duty and doing things that are repetitive, it can be that it becomes a little bit mundane. So this can be that you are rekindling that spark for what you do, and, you know, setting an intention to be that go-getting spirit, and you're very goal-oriented. So I feel for some of you, this could also be that you're under pressure, or you're putting yourself under pressure to get everything done, be serious, be locked into a disciplined structure so that you can get it all done and take a vacation or go traveling. And some of you may actually be thinking about migrating your business overseas, or, you know, expanding your reach in some way, getting your message out there. So you may be looking at a structure, and you may be a little bit frustrated because there may be some gatekeepers to certain structures, or you may feel you have to employ someone who can give you the knowledge that you're seeking if you can't find it on the internet, or it feels like it's very convoluted and you're like, one person's telling you one thing about structuring a business and how to, you know, legally structure it or migrate it overseas, or do something that is connected to the legalities of running a business, and you could be feeling frustrated. So you may get some really good advice in order to help you break free from a limitation, because the Tower is to break free from a construct or limitation, or to launch something or take a leap of faith. But for some of you, this could also be like a build-up over time, that you're doing something and now you're serious, and now you're ready to set it in motion. So it could be ideas bubbling up, and now it's ready to release, and it's going to be so well received. Now, we do have the cosmos energy, which means things are working in your favor behind the scenes for you to elevate. Also, for some of you, time is going to be such a factor. Could be that you have a deadline, and for some of you, I would say keep an eye on any contracts ending, any time-sensitive documents or things that you have to adhere to, because there may be something that could go amiss because you're in a rush, or, you know, you're busy and you have so many things on your plate. So if you know that there's a deadline in and around this time period, like insurance is up, or, you know, and this could be personal insurance, it could be house insurance, or it could be you know, business insurance if you work for yourself, or perhaps there's like a due date for something. Just be a little bit mindful, because this can indicate that because it's in the resistance position, it could be that you have to do something last minute, because the Tower is like in a rush when it comes to the Knight of Wands there. Something built up or something got critical, so you may have to get something under the wire, but you get it done. So don't worry about it. But just see this as a friendly nudge, that perhaps something that requires your attention during this month, that has a date, submission date, or like a due date, or like an expiry date, you need to be on top of that. And when I say this month, I mean right up until the end of October, because, you know, that's the period that I'm reading for. Now, the cosmos, of course, indicates an opportunity is brewing for you. You may not be able to see it at this time, but it's going to be going well for you. And this opportunity, it may be time sensitive, but I feel it is the door to opportunity. You're staircasing. This is you allowing yourself to be seen, but also being celebrated in your industry. And if you feel like you go unnoticed right now, or you're just like busy getting on by, the next couple of weeks is going to put you in a position to be offered something that you're truly going to love. But also, I feel it's not just your lucky break, because I feel like you put yourself in a position to be ready for this. You're prepared for this success. You're in a position to encounter this opportunity, because it feels like you've been preparing for your whole life regarding this good fortune, or you've been working up to this, whatever this is, and now you're ready. So whether this is a new role, you know, a new promotion, a raise, some sort of bonus, something's being offered to you that is going to be very exciting. It transforms the way that you work. It connects to your bigger dreams, and it helps you reach for more. And we've got that Four of Pentacles. Now, for some of you, because we have a Tower and the Four of Pentacles, this can indicate some of you, your company may do a refurbishment or a relocation, or there's some changes there that may shock you. Someone leaving suddenly, perhaps, and there could be someone new kind of coming on in as well that restructures the working environment. I feel a lot of you don't trust this person. I feel like you're kind of right to, stand in your truth, trust your intuition. I don't feel like doing anything negative towards you, but I feel there could be someone brought into, especially if you work for a company, someone brought into the company to kind of like reassess and tighten the purse strings in the company, which can mean redundancies or rules and regulations and things getting a little bit serious in the working environment. But they may present themselves as a friend. So you may actually have some sort of review or some sort of meeting with this new person who just wants to get a measure of people and, introduce themselves, but they're coming across as like really friendly, like, okay, like, let's talk about the gossip in the company, or let's talk about how things are going, what you love about the company, what you don't love about the company. You can tell me. I'm just here to just get a measure of what's going on, but actually they're for the company. So just be a bit mindful. This person could also be in HR. I mean, they are bound by their contract, but they're going to be very business-minded, but also very personable. And if you say, you know what, this is awful, and I've been complaining about this for years, but nothing's done about it, they're going to be like, okay, Scorpio's a problem, okay? They're not happy in their working environment. Maybe this person is the one to go. So just be a little bit mindful. There is a diplomatic way of saying, you know what, I really love working for this company. If I was to give any pointers on how we could improve, then I would definitely look at this area because, sometimes we have a little bit of a lack in that area and we could do better. I want this company to thrive. And, it could be that you're offering solutions rather than tearing something down. And that goes well in your favor, especially if you really enjoy where you're working, but there's just some things that are off. Don't be like going, Beryl in accounts, she's not doing anything, because then that's going to reflect badly on you, okay? Even if Beryl in accounts is not doing anything, it can be that you need to foster an environment of positivity and highlight certain sectors that could be lacking, and that will go really well for you in the long term, because then this person, even though they've given you an environment to like, let's talk about the tea, let's see the gossip, what's going on. You've been really professional because you've got a King of Pentacles there, which means you're holding your own, you're very professional, and also you're very intuitive. And it can be that then the feedback is like, Scorpio is really awesome. They're so intelligent. They're very diplomatic, and they really want the best for this company. So I think they're a real asset to this team and this company. And I feel like they've got some really great ideas that we need to listen to in order to improve our game. So it just changes a mindset, and it changes the ball game for you in particular when it comes to your company or your position in the company, because then lots of offers are going to come on in, because people are starting to notice you and how you conduct yourself. So just be a little bit mindful of whoever this person is who's coming on in. This may not resonate with all of you right now, but it's something that's coming in over time, okay? And it could be something to look out for there, okay? I feel this person's in a position of authority to make some radical changes and decisions in the company. Now, if you work for yourself, this could also be someone, if you have people working for you, someone coming on in and giving you some new ideas that you feel have value. Don't dismiss anything they have to say, but if you don't agree with it, diplomatically say, you know what, that's a great idea. In time, we'll really start to look at that, and that will foster a relationship where you're working together and you're not being dismissive of this person's ideas, even if deep down you're like, no way am I doing that. It could be something that over time you think about and go, actually, there's aspects that could help, but other aspects that you're not so, excited about. And, it could just help the working environment in some way, because I feel this person, whoever they are, they're really well connected. Okay, so it's just something that's coming through. In time, you'll see how connected they are, but you're the sort of person, you like to raise people up. You don't like to tear people down. So I'm not really sure that this message is going to resonate with any of you, because you like to, foster relationships and elevate people as well as yourself. But I just feel there's a new person entering into the working environment, or perhaps this is a networking thing where you meet a new person in your working environment and your sector or your industry. This person is really well connected. They may come across as being either new or, how can I put that? Or inexperienced, for example, but actually they have a lot of clout, or they know a lot of people who can help you advance your industry or your business or your pathway. They could even have new knowledge that you would need in your future. So I would say don't dismiss this person, because I feel like they are someone who is just looking to advance like everybody else. And they're really kind of like ready to work and excited to move ahead. But also I feel like there is a little bit of nepotism behind this person. But this person, they try not to use their contacts, or they try not to rely on that. This person actually wants to make a difference. So just be mindful of that, okay, in the way that you approach this person. Now, coming back to your own energy, Four of Pentacles, you're trying to create security in your working environment, but also I feel some of the projects that perhaps have been building up over time, you get to move ahead on those and complete them. So you may return to tasks that you've been meaning to get around to doing there. Now, also the Four of Pentacles is on a personal level hanging on to money there as well. And, you know, maybe locking off a portion of finances that you can have build up over time. I feel like you are trying to be a little bit more financially savvy as well, and look into areas where you can build on your wealth, make your money work for you. So a lot of you, because you have that King of Pentacles there, on a personal level, this doesn't have to be connected to career at all. This can be that you're looking at financial institutions that give better interest rates, that can compound your wealth so that you earn a little bit more money by investing your finances in that establishment. Always do your due diligence and make sure that, you know, you investigate a company before you put your finances there as well. But I feel, looking at the energy, your finances are secure. There may even be one account, shall I say, where you lock off your money for a certain period of time and you can't touch it. You know, it may be that there are penalties, for example, for touching it. So just be a bit mindful that, you know, you're locking off a certain amount of money. Don't leave yourself with less. Okay, so that's just coming through there, really random. Four of Pentacles is an energy of foundation and stability, and it also indicates that you're being really practical right now. You're consolidating all your energy and your focus into advancing your, you know, business or advancing in your position, and you're working really hard. But also, this card is a card of power and influence, not just through wealth, but through your actions. And I also feel for some of you, because there is this something new coming through here, so it can be that you have a certain way of working. Don't be closed off to alternative paths or different ways of working, because it's going to help you be more efficient. So if a new tool comes in, or new technology, or something that is like a new advancement that perhaps can help you streamline your energy, be more efficient, or get a task done in a quicker time, I feel a lot of you could be investing in this, because it will save you time in the long run. And it's almost like you're buying back time, working really hard now and having more time to have fun and do stuff that, you know, you want to do for you. Also, a lot of you are working really hard before you take a vacation. That's definitely evident there. But the Page of Pentacles in this position, you know, it can indicate that some of you, not all of you, but some of you, you may come across a person who perhaps is not pulling their weight, okay? And you may have to just have a little talk with them. That's coming through there. If you are a boss already, this could be an energy where, you know, you have to confront something with somebody, and you may be actually keeping an eye on it first and then give them a little warning before you have to kind of like really address it. This person, the first time you talk to them, they're really going to like step up their pace, but then they fall back into a routine. So you may have to give them a second warning. That's if you have people working for you or you're a boss. Okay, that's just coming out there. But eventually things will, you know, start moving in the right direction. I feel this person's going through something personally that perhaps they're not telling you about. You may intuitively sense this, but at the same time, you're someone who's very professional. You leave your private life out of it and you try to work hard and focus on your goals and, you know, keep things moving in the right direction and being inspired. And this person, you know, they don't have the willpower, the strengths that you have right now. It's something that they're learning is what I'm seeing there. But if you foster a relationship where you say, look, I know something's going on here, okay, and maybe you're dealing with something personal, you don't need to tell me about it, but we've got some things that we need to stay on top of in this company right now. And, you know, things are slipping. And if things slip, then we need to really address it because, you know, you are an integral part of the team. So you're raising this person up saying what you do is important, okay? And if things start to slide in your area, then it's going to slide across the board. And, you know, then we're all going to go down with this. And we all want to just, you know, have a secure working environment where we're all earning money and working towards, you know, fostering a better future and advancing the company. And we can work together. So if there's something going on, come to me, tell me, and I can make allowances or offer you some support at this time, whether that's physical support for someone to help them with the work or an ear to listen. But it almost is like you're there for them. You may even offer this person advice on how to advance. So that's coming through there as well. But I'm going to move away from that because I feel more than anything, this is you bringing in more money, being responsible for your working environment, thinking about investing in new knowledge or even investing in, you know, opportunities to network for your business. For some of you, if you work for a company, this could be that you're going to an event that perhaps you don't really want to go to, but at the same time you feel it's beneficial for you to get your face out there, be seen, really have conversations that help you advance because it definitely opens up new opportunities for you, okay? Now, this card, of course, indicates that some of you, even though you are very established at what you do, you don't have ego. You're the sort of person who always feels like there's more to learn, more to be curious about, and that is going to set you apart from other people. That keeps you advancing, and that keeps more money coming on in. The universe is rewarding you. There is something coming on in here where you're being given an opportunity to either get a bonus or raise or something new financially coming on in that helps you advance. I mean, some of you could be investing in new companies or new ideas in order to start something or launch something during this time as well. But we have the Hangman, which is of course all about new knowledge. But because you have a revamping card like the Tower, you could be seeing your industry or the way that you work from a different viewpoint in order to put yourself in a position of power is what I'm being given there. I feel like you're aligning all your efforts with achievements. So these two cards are rewards. And they're not just lucky rewards. These are things that you worked really hard for, you know, but ultimately I feel like you're setting yourself realistic deadlines and you're improving on yourself from yesterday, as it were. Also, this can be a card of fostering listening skills in the working environment or observing the undercurrent of what's going on in your industry so that you can be on top of the competition or ahead of your game in some way. A lot of you are developing your expertise in a certain area and you're maintaining and sustaining, but also you're fostering avenues to expand and open to more. And also, if you think about the rainbow, that's a rare opportunity to see it, okay? So when you think about the ingredients of a rainbow, there's rain, which often represents hard work and challenge, and of course sun, which means, you know, opportunity and being seen in your industry. And it feels like all the ingredients are being made available for you to be seen in your industry, but also have a rare opportunity. And, you know, it is a lucky break, but you're prepared for it. Also, this card indicates you're adapting to change in your working environment and you come out on top, okay? Now, this can also indicate some sort of destined time frame. So it can be that you're, you know, busy readying something to be launched, or, you know, you are working on something that is maintained and sustained. It's like a cycle repeat. You're doing something over and over and over again, but now you're starting to see the rewards from it or the benefit of it. So I'm quite excited, especially as you move through the end of October. Something seems to be going really well for you. Now, of course, the Wheel of Fortune is an energy of success, and it is also an energy of easy come, easy go. And you know all about that, because that King of Pentacles says you're maintaining and sustaining. You're aware that your luck can change on a dime. It's not going to. I feel there's a lot of good luck going on here, but you're not the sort of person to rest on your laurels. You're always someone who is forward moving, taking action, and you're a real go-getter and a goal setter. So when you complete something, you're on to the next. Just watch out for your energy levels. But I also feel like you are improving your financial situation. It may be a bit of a juggling act because, as you can see, you're doing it all there. Okay, you're trying to factor it all in, and you're going to see improvements. And also, I've just heard from my guides, you're going to be impressing people with your talent or what you are doing. So that's something that's coming out there as well, okay? Now, also something just be a little bit mindful of this bit, because my guides are giving me something that you thought had been paid or an issue that was delayed. It may, yeah, it's coming back to that thing. There may be something that you need to be mindful of. Either you get a triggered reminder, or there's something that comes on in, or you just suddenly realize it and you're like, oh my gosh, the deadline, and it's in like 2 days. Can I do it? Yes, you can. Okay, you get it done, whatever it is. But there is something here in and around a time-sensitive issue or a deadline. So go through all the things in your mind right now of all the things that perhaps could have a deadline: insurance, maybe even an account that's coming to maturity when it comes to your finances, and you need to now put it into a new account or close that account or something. For some of you, it could be like you're applying for something. Maybe it's a permit or an extension or a visa or a passport, that requires your attention if you're to travel or if you're to remain working in your current position. Whatever it is, this is a friendly nudge to just go through all the stuff and be like, okay, that's it. So I need to keep an eye on that, okay? Now, we have the Ace of Cups. Of course, the Ace of Cups is an energy of opportunity coming in that you will absolutely love. This card indicates that, hold the feeling that all is going well in your heart and soul. Do something that you love, and you shall see the universe offer you opportunities to reflect it all back to you. So if you've been under a lot of pressure recently, I feel this is about taking moments of emotional care and recognizing that you're holding it all together, you're doing it all, and that you're making a good pathway forward. You're making a difference, you're making an impact, and that there are going to be rewards coming in because of this. Also, I feel like you are fostering or nurturing an environment for something to grow that has a lot of potential, something that gives you hope, something that you're aligning for a brighter future with. I feel the possibilities are going to be endless here. This card literally means you're bringing your dreams into being. So believe in yourself, trust your vision, and even if you've been going through some challenging times, you're going to see some rewards that are super positive coming out there for you. Now also, Ace of Wands, this is you being inspired, enterprising, you have lots of new ideas, you're having the energy to move forward with something there as well, and the universe is stepping on in to help your vision become your reality. This is a card of brilliance, a card of a spark, that passion, a transformative energy that indicates that, you are a very powerful person and you are creating avenues to move ahead, and you're supported by the universe. Anything you can imagine, especially if it's something new, bold, and daring, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen big. So I feel this is a time for you to dream big, and I feel, this is an opportunity that perhaps will transform your life there. But also I feel as you move into the new month, because this can be like new month energy, it can be that, you have some sort of surprise or news or luck that comes in that makes you celebrate or jump for joy. Now, one more, I'm going to pull a quick card on that Tower before I move ahead along with that Wheel of Fortune. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? We have the Seven of Pentacles. So a lot of you are transforming a situation that you feel has come to a certain level and you haven't broken through that level. You reached a plateau, you're reaching for more. This is a period of evaluation. You may be dissatisfied with something, or you may feel that developments have been slow on something, but suddenly they take off. Suddenly there is a gear shift. And also, this is a card of planning. So you could be planning something that you're launching or taking off at this time, and it is going to be very exciting indeed. The Seven of Pentacles often mean that something is going well and you have enough. Okay, but maybe you are investing some money in self-development, things like a holiday to relax, get more energy, or new knowledge, courses, workshops, skill development, language learning, research development, improving mindfulness, or, maybe even protecting your mental well-being in the working environment. But also, this is an indication that you may be sowing new seeds in a different area. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, there is a figure that has a bush that is full of pentacles. And they're kind of looking at this bush like, okay, this is not ripe for the picking, but it's doing its own thing. It's automated. It's doing it, right? And then there is this one pentacle that has been harvested. And then the figure is like, well, where am I going to put this pentacle? Should I reinvest in this, or should I do something new? So a lot of you could be trying to get up second streams of income, something that's automated or something that kind of takes care of itself, real estate or something online, for example, online courses, utilizing your knowledge in order to set yourself free. offer people like a handbook or a manual of how to do something that you do that you're really good at, and perhaps it's something they can purchase or download, for example. And I'm just giving you examples. Maybe this is something you're already thinking about, but this is a card of like going, okay, this is doing its own thing, and now I'm going to invest in another area that complements what I'm already doing. So I feel a lot of you, this could be through new tools or new avenues, new kind of like ideas. You're inspired and you're having the energy to move forward with it. And this could be you planting these seeds that are going to launch you in different directions. Could also be you fostering a conversation with someone in your working environment, whether you work for yourself or you work for a company, where you're like, okay, I love what I do, but I'd love to be, expanding on that. I'd love to open the door to more. I'd love to, have an opportunity to train in this or add new skill sets, new strings to your bow. So it could be a conversation that you foster over the next coming weeks that helps you advance and helps you reach new heights in your industry. So that's quite exciting there. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. I mean, looking at the King of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, a lot of you are focused on your savings plans, your 401ks, pensions, and things like that, locking off money to secure your future. But also, if you're someone who's come to this reading and you're thinking about retirement, it could be that for some of you, not all of you, some of you may be thinking about delaying your retirement just to bring in a little bit of extra money. So it could be that you're delaying it until after the end of the year. So for some of you, if you work in a company that gives bonuses, for example, you could be like, you know what, I'm going to wait it out until it's bonus time, get my bonus and then go. For some of you, could be thinking of doing that and getting new opportunities. Doesn't have to be retirement. But for some of you, it could also be that you're delaying retirement because you're waiting for some of your friends to retire at the same time, or your family member, for example. Yeah, I feel when you retire, I feel like you're going to love it. You're going to have more energy, time to focus on your own projects and your tasks. I feel there's a lot you want to do there, things that you haven't done or hadn't had the time to do. You're going to really love it. I feel it's in divine timing whenever you choose to retire. And looking at the King of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, you're going to have enough to retire. You may even engage some sort of meeting with a financial advisor, or I'm being given the word broker as well, so I'm not really sure on those terms, but you know yourself. So just be mindful. I feel like you're getting great advice, and trust your instincts as well. But I feel like you're in, a financially secure position. And if you've been worried about finances, I feel the next 6 weeks will help you get on top of your finances there as well. Now we've got Lone Wolf. A lot of you are, thinking about striking out on your own, being independent. I think I mentioned that already there. But the wolf is the pathfinder. So this can be that, you have the knowledge to take things to the next level, and you're just moving forward. You're fostering your skill set, you're nurturing what you know already, you're acquiring new things, because you have the Hangman, which is new knowledge, and you have a perspective card as well, which means you're seeing your industry or your business from a different angle, maybe even like a different angle that other people haven't looked at yet. You're finding your niche in order to expand and corner a market or be seen in your industry in some way. But it says striking out on your own. Ambition, I mean, you definitely have ambition there. Job hunting, work is play. So enjoying what you do, so important. Being adventurous. It also has wildcraft there, okay? I'm not really sure what that is, but it could be that, you are doing something wild and wonderful, or you are expanding your reach when it comes to honing your craft, and it's going to just open up wild avenues for you, perhaps exploring new ways of doing something that are so exciting. And it says conquering fear there as well. Okay, some of you may also see a wolf as a symbol or a sign that helps you advance in some way. Also, we have perspective. Okay, so perspective, of course, is seeing things as they truly are, then flipping it, just like the Tower, and seeing it from a completely new angle with that Hangman. It says different view of things, being objective, long run. So that's all about your long-term goals as well as your short-term goals, creative work, and shiny objects. Now, shiny objects definitely coming on in here for you. You're acutely aware that all that glitters is not gold. That's why I mentioned earlier that some of you, there may be a role that is offered that gives you a lot of money, but there may be something else that, you know, is more of an established role, something you're more excited about, that helps you advance and level up and is more in alignment with your dreams and goals or where you aspire to be, and it may offer you less money at first. All that glitters is not gold. Often large salaries come with a lot of pressure, and you're, you know, up to the challenge, definitely. I feel like you're someone who thrives under pressure. You don't like it, but I feel like you work really well with it. And, you know, it can be a shaper of worlds. And I feel like you're shaping your finances in a way that you're going to feel secure. And of course, this can be that you're seeing new lines of inquiry, or you're seeing your industry from a different viewpoint where you feel perhaps there's a hole in the market, or there's a gap in the company that you work for, and you may be filling that, doing something that is above and beyond, that sets you apart from other people, because that tower is telling me you're setting yourself apart in your industry. You're a tower of power, and you will be seen. You're a real force to be reckoned with. To have these two cards, this means that you are adventurous, you're bold, you're daring, you're taking things to the top, and you're already really great at what you do. And also you're serious. So I would say triple threat. You're the sort of person who's got it all. And I feel like you're, you know, going off and exploring new things and building on what you already have already. So quite excited for you there. Let's get a trinket before we close. Also, if you'd like to be with a chance to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is put an emoji of a candle in the comments box below. And if you don't have access to a candle, just write the word candle, okay? Because my guides asked me to put a candle there for the competition because the world needs more light. Now, more than ever before, we're all aware of that, okay? So, you know, even if you can in private, maybe safely, don't know if you heard that knock there. I mean, there's no one knocking there. So that's my guides like reinforcing the message like, yeah, the world needs more light. Okay, so even if in private, you know, safely light a candle and raise vibrations by listening to your favorite song or paying it forward, whatever it is, you know, raising vibrations is what it's all about right now. I will announce the winner at the end of September. My guides will give me the name of a subscriber. Has to be a subscriber, unfortunately, because YouTube has changed the algorithms and I cannot find a person's name unless they are subscribed to the channel. So if you don't win this time round, there will be another time, but if you don't want to be subscribed long term, you don't have to be. I'm not just secretly trying to find more subscribers, so you can just unsubscribe, and of course it's all free. Okay, so moving on, my guides are nudging me saying don't forget that there could be someone who declares their feelings for you in the working environment. Some of you may have a love declaration or the potential romance in the working environment that's coming through. This may shock you. This person's had their eye on you for some time. So there could be a declaration of love with that Ace of Cups there. And my guys, I'm seeing why. You've got, two hearts entwined there. But I feel more than anything, this is about your partnership with your working environment and loving what you do, okay? That union of seriousness, all the effort you're putting in, but also loving it, you know, enjoying that journey. But also, this could be that you're having a heart-to-heart with someone in your industry, or maybe even a meeting that you're going to love. There's definitely you being a magnet energy coming through where you're attracting opportunities that you're absolutely going to love at this time. So there could be, the two hearts indicate your commitment, your dedication. But also we've got the butterfly, which means there are going to be some changes and you're going to be able to navigate these changes and be flexible in these changes. The way that you work or your working industry is changing, and I feel it sets you free. I feel actually it helps you be more independent. And also the butterfly can indicate networking will be really great at this time, or expanding your reach through marketing, announcing what you're about, promoting yourself, because the butterfly can be a social butterfly energy. If there's an event to go to, I would go to it. Being seen is just going to put you in a position to advance and have conversations that really help open doors for you. And I feel a couple of doors are definitely opening up for you. Exciting times ahead. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Scorpio. Thank you so much, and love and light.